Because of the Shinjutsu thing.
Yeah, true. Okay. So, continuing with our chapter 12 topics. So, here's the contradiction I wrote down. Everyone's talked about this. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this. There's a contradiction with Uzuhiko. It's limitless, yet it has a maximum output.
Yeah, it's just hyperbole. I mean, the real answer.
Well, I like the idea that it isn't hyperbole. It's just the limit is the amount of time you have to charge it. Or like Boruto himself
It's
is
that
the
and like
limit.
obviously the planet itself.
Yeah, that as well.
The planet itself would also be a limit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
It's in
conceptually, the
theory
ability
limitless, but in
is
practicality,
yeah, exactly.
in theory, but in practicality, it's never gonna get there.
Yeah. In the same way that like we can never move light speed. We can asymptotically approach it. Conceptually it's possible, but realistically it's not. For whatever physics reason, I guess. Well, you know, as opposed like outside of me, I'm just built different, but like for everyone else.
Yeah, like Mallow is gonna get torn apart if he tries to move at light speed.
I could have sworn I had something more to say with that Uzuhiko thing, but whatever. Why does everyone think the Thorn Soul will be eaten as opposed to, say, stabbed into someone, slash the ground, or something? I think we've talked about this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll touch on it from chapter 12 and chapter 13 perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Eaten because it looks like a fruit, looks like a chocolate fruit. It does.
Definitely said that.
And then with chapter 13, logic in mind, they're talking about harvesting it, just like the chocolate fruits. So I understand the idea of eating.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't think I could be just misidentifying what is scientifically considered a fruit. I don't think there's any fruits. And again, I understand this is an alien soul thorn, which isn't a real fruit, but I don't think there's any real life fruits that have thorns on the fruits themselves.
I don't think there's any fruit that has a bulb either. It's almost like, and then when you consider that title that says, "What does the flower think?" It's almost like these things are supposed to be flowers, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
If you think of them as a flower that's bud, like it can make sense. It's just a little strange.
With chapter
But I think it's
13
fine.
context, the top of it isn't
But would you ever say
another
you're gonna
thorn.
harvest? Would you say you're gonna harvest a flower?
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I mean, I would say that about a flower, yeah, but I wouldn't say it about like.
I wouldn't. I don't know anyone else who would.
Well, I think I absolutely would. Maybe that's just a regional
You think you're
dialect
gonna
thing.
pick a flower, pluck a flower? You're not gonna harvest a flower.
Well, harvest to me
usually
implies like
harvesting
multiple
is like
flowers.
eating. No, I think harvest implies like you're gonna like eat it
Not necessarily.
eventually, anyway.
Maybe eventually, but yeah.
I mean,
Okay, what about this?
Look up harvest.
I could imagine you could harvest flowers for like dyes, different colored dyes. So I think harvest means like use to some extent,
potentially.
not necessarily
Look it up.
devour. Okay, let's look it up. Harvest definition: the process or period of gathering in crops. So it is plural.
Well, hold on. Search up the definition of crop.
A cultivated plant that is grown as food, especially a grain, fruit, or vegetable.
Food. Oh, there you go. Okay. So it's food. You don't eat flowers, so harvest is the wrong word if it's a flower. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't agree with this definition because this implies you can't harvest it unless it's intended to be grown as food. It's like if you just find a tomato in the wild and you can't harvest it. You didn't grow it. It's just naturally grown.
Well, Read the definition again.
A cultivated plant that is grown as food.
Well, no, because even I mean, I don't know about the cultivate part, but
Prepare and use land
like
for
plants
crops or
themselves.
gardening is cultivate. So either way, I'm right.
Okay, then I don't agree with the definition because what I was gonna say is a lot of plants will grow these fruits, and the intent is for the fruit to get eaten, because it benefits the plant, you know, in terms of spreading the seeds and all that jazz. So I was gonna say, as food isn't inherently the problem, but I guess the cultivate part's kind of wrong.
Yeah.
I think if you just wild and harvest bananas, I think that's fine, even if you're not planting the banana tree.
A lot of these do imply it's like a multiple thing, like it's a plural thing. Like an amount of produce harvested at one time would imply more than one. A heavy crop of fruit.
Yeah, like
An abundance of something.
although in Boruto they're using it for one singular so.
Yeah. The verb of harvest is gather a crop as a harvest. So it's using the definition in itself, but gather a crop.
I mean, regardless of who cultivates it, I do think like the food part is like pretty consistent. So
Here. Is a flower a crop? Yes, flowers are considered crops, and the cultivation of flowers is called floriculture. So I think that is our compromise. This is the word they should have used.
okay.
I'm not gonna say that I'm wrong. I'm just gonna say that the author could be wrong. They just might have limited knowledge.
Floric they should have used floriculture.
Yes. Something I want to point out, chapter 13 knowledge, is that the thorn on top isn't actually a thorn. It's actually a stem from where it's harvested in the first place, from whenever Matsuri harvests it. They just
Yeah,
cut
the
it off
little
at the
pointy
stem.
thing, like the singular point is the stem.
Yeah. And
The
like if
thorns
you
are
were
the
gonna
other
eat it,
ones
you just
that like knife spikes or
take the
whatever.
stem off. Yeah, like I don't think it needs the stem. Like you could just take that bit off. Just take off the top. Which actually, now that I think about it, it's weird how Kawaki blew it up and the stem regenerated. Because the stem is the Tin Tails, which is the body of the Soul Thorn. Why did the stem of the Soul Thorn regenerate? When Hidari does it?
I don't know.
That's a plot hole.
Yeah, like, yeah, for that matter. Like, because, so the way, okay, real quick, because I know, I don't think I've discussed this on the podcast yet.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said in my recent video, as far as the whole, now I understand if you still don't like it, but like I have my explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it like Hidari can't just heal in the first place? So, yeah, I can understand if you don't really like it, but the fact of the matter is, Hidari, as goofy as it sounds, doesn't have Ten Tails chakra. He just doesn't. He's only Sasuke's chakra. He's a perfect match with Sasuke's chakra. Unlike Jura, he doesn't resonate and sense Biju chakra because he's not a Biju apparently, like Jura is. Jura is just the Biju, the others aren't. That's basically why Hidari can't heal, unlike Madara and stuff. So what happens is, Hidari has Sasuke's chakra. The Ten Tails / Divine Tree just built Sasuke a body for him. And that body doesn't have Ten Tails chakra somehow. I don't know how, it just doesn't. And so because of that, it can't regenerate, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, why can Sasuke's Thorn still regenerate? Sasuke doesn't have regenerative powers.
I think it's a little bit of a leap. You can have the answer, it's fine. You're right, I don't necessarily like it. Not because I think it's wrong, because I think it's not going far enough, I think. For example, like, the Yamanaka crew, that's who we're relying on, who couldn't sense the Nine Tails chakra. That's who we're trusting to sense out the Ten Tails chakra now. The Ten Tails that's never been to the village.
Yeah, but yeah, but it shouldn't. No, but it should still should be a perfect match with Sasuke's chakra. There's just this overwhelming beauty, but there's also, but also there's the Jura thing. Hidari should be able to sense Naruto's slash Himawari Kurama chakra if he had the Tenta's chakra too. It's definitely implied by the story. Hidari doesn't have it.
Okay. What about the idea? So, the Tin Tails itself is natural energy, or at least the one that was on the War Arc. In the War Arc, I should say. I would assume the Tin Tails itself has a chakra. I'm assuming that's comprised in the body, as it is with every other life form. And Hidari's made of the Tin Tails body. Same with the Claw Grimes. I think the Claw Grimes have chakra. In fact, we know they do, honestly, because when Hidari brings them through in his fight, the sensory ninja sense multiple things coming.
Yeah, they do have chakra. The question, though, is, are they sensing Code's chakra, the Tento's chakra, or a mix of both?
Okay, fair.
But, I mean, that said, though, why doesn't Hidari have Code's chakra? He's got his fucking claw marks. But anyway.
Either way, no, because in the War
Tento's
Arc,
being nature energy thing is just weird. Because nature energy is not chakra. The freaking Naruto Uzahiko website databook thing makes it abundantly clear. No, it's still different. So, why does the Tentails, at least in Naruto, completely comprised of nature energy, but also have chakra? Which is it?
What do you think about this? If you remember this scene. So, in the War Arc, Team Ino Shikacho do the yo-yo, and Ino is sensing the chakra of these Tin Tails things. Not the nature energy, because she can't do that, I'm pretty sure. The chakra.
It's an inconsistency.
Of these things. Okay. If that's your answer, I got nothing else.
It doesn't make it. That is the Naruto plot hole for you right there.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Tin Tails can't be 100% nature energy and also be chakra, when they're clearly stated in every single place in the world to be two different things. You can't just do that. It's just a plot hole. Unless Ino's got Sage Mode, but she doesn't.
Well, but Kamui, who are you to limit the Tin Tails to 100%? What if it's 100% nature energy and 100% chakra, therefore making it 200% Tin Tails?
Doesn't make sense. Still a plot hole.
Hey, you know what? It's Otsutsuki Shinjutsu shenanigans. It doesn't have to make sense.